Hello, Hot Vibes, and welcome back to a recap of The Next Prince, episode 11. I just remembered this episode, and I just remember how pissed I got.
No, but I knew it was gonna happen.
I don't even... I also have mixed thoughts, too, because we will get there, because I have mixed thoughts, because we'll get there. How was your week? Because I want to, like, get into those, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'll tell you my thought process when we go through it too as it goes along, but damn. How was my week? What did I do this week? Jesus, I always forget what I did this week. I'm starting to feel more urge to do adult things, so I'm making my calendar. Which is very exciting. I also asked my dad to send me everyone's birthday on that side of the family, and he has sent me nothing back, so that's cool. Thank you, Dad. Anyway, gosh, I wish I had started my calendar like a week ago, because then I would have totally written down what I did. But I didn't. So, yeah, no, I didn't. I'm working a lot over the next couple weeks, aside from this week, since we're going to New Hampshire. I'm working so much after that. It's because we're doing inventory and she needs us in certain places and certain times, and I looked at the schedule and I was like, what do you mean 3 8-hour days? Yay, money, but I'm gonna be so tired, which is really annoying because I was like, I know this planner that I just got starts in August 2025, so I'll start everything back up in August. I'll start recording, I'll start editing, but I'll start moving it around and making it a bit easier to handle. And right as I thought that, my boss was like, here's every work hour ever. And I'm like, did you hear my brain say I needed to do something? Why did you no? But yeah, what else? I don't know if there's much else I've been doing. My cousin has finished staying over at our house. I went to Color Me Mine and made a sick plate.
That was just random. You texted me that. I'm like, okay, cool,
Hell yeah.
nice.
Oh, it's just occurred to me I could probably pick up the plates if we stop in Portland on the bus.
Wait, you didn't keep the plate?
No, because what happens is you bring it, you go there, you paint it, and then they glaze it, and you pick it up in 7 days. They glaze and fire it. So, and literally, it was crazy because my mom was like, "You want to go to Color Me Mine for Ellie's birthday or something like that?" And I was like, "There's a Color Me Mine here!" I got so fucking excited because I went there for every birthday when I was a kid, and her work friend owned one or something like that, and that's the one I used to go to. And so I was like, what do you mean there's a Color Me Mine in Maine? So we drove there, we parked, and I was like, I 2 steps from me was the bus station. I was like, you're telling me every time I've taken the bus through Portland, and the Color Me Mine's been right fucking there in that building that I always see every time. I was like, that's nuts. So maybe if I stop in Portland on the way back, or if they're even ready with it on Monday, I could probably pick it up. I just thought about that. Because my mom was trying to figure out how to go pick it up since it's an hour away. But yeah, I made a sick 911 plate. It was cool. It took me 3.5 hours. I tried to make it. I was like, I can do it in an hour and a half. That was a lie. Ever since I learned that I could be meticulous on plates and make them look really good, I was doomed forever. Because now I'm sit there and do it forever. That's how I did the Tyrus project. Remember the Tyrus project? The vase with all the names on it. For Andy Mac, your name is on it.
Fucking when did you do this?
It was right near the end of Andy Mac, and I was like, I want something to commemorate Andy Mac, so everybody send in your name, and I'll put it on the Tyrus project.
I thought you made a video compilation thing, because I remember sending in a video.
I did do that as well.
Oh,
yes,
I
did do that.
Or base, or whatever it's called.
That's mental to me. Let me find the Tyrus. Yeah, I found it in a box, but it's still in the box, so I don't know which box it was in. I
have no memory of that. Oh, I think I remember that.
Your name is...
Oh, it's right there!
Right there. I put all the reactors' names in a darker brown.
Oh, cool.
And then I put TJ and Cyrus's in green, in the corners. And then I put mine in blue, I think, somewhere. And then I put everyone else's in a light brown.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I do
you're on it.
remember that, but it looked more like a
I was like,
cup
you're
than a
on it.
vase.
Nah, it's a small vase.
It
It's what it
looked more like a cup, like a glass.
is. A small vase. But yeah, I was there for like I think 6 hours with my hand up in it, just like like slowly writing everyone's name. My hand hurt so badly by the end of the day. But now that I know like how to be meticulous on like painting projects and stuff like that, I'm there for like hours. So for 3.5 hours, I sat there painting my little 911 plate, and it's really cute. And I hope it's just as cute after it's glazed. So we shall see. But that was fun. Other than that, I don't think anything else really happened this week. I've just been chilling. And I want to clean. That's basically what's happened. Is in my brain the thought of I want to clean and want to do things has changed. So I'm putting that in my calendar. Clean certain things after I get back from New Hampshire. Well, anyway, how was your week?
Fine. Pit Babe. Charlie still has amnesia.
Okay.
And Babe's kind of been helping him, remember. He's been taking him back to the house, showing him all this stuff. Took him to the garage, showed him the car he drives, and he gets in and he's like, oh, pretending to drive it. And he's like driving, and then he like pauses for a minute. And it's like, the gears are turning in his head. And you're like, oh, is he remember something? Guess what comes out of his mouth?
Don't say daddy.
It was Mama.
What?
Do you remember their nicknames for each other?
Oh
yeah,
no,
there
no,
it is.
I just came out.
That was my reaction exactly.
Why would you remind me of that?
Because I had lived through it, and I'm like, the one thing you remember is that. I went off. I was so frustrated. I was like, of all the things.
Of all the things you could remember, and that's what you remember.
So that happened.
Bro. I would be so annoyed.
Yeah, whatever. And then he also found a video of himself because apparently Charlie knew he was like gonna lose his memory or like thought he would. So he recorded a video of himself. So he's kind of now like, okay, he's now learning to trust Babe and like do what he needs to do to get the anti-drug thing to stop the powers.
Smart to record yourself.
Yeah, that honestly that was clever. Babe found out that Alan was working with Tony, or like that he went with Tony, and he was pissed. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna do this. I'll fix it all on my own." And Alan went off, so now everyone else knows too. And Alan went off to meet Tony, and he's like, "Look, I'm done with this deal." And so he like zaps him and like falls to the ground. He's like, "Look, you can't do shit to me because I have this little like cane thing with the button that zaps you." So Alan stabs him multiple times.
Shit! Oh shit!
And Tony dies. Wait for it. And as this is happening, everyone else found a secret thing that Wei left. There were like key that Wei gave Kenta, that Kenta gave Pete, that Pete is now looking into and found where it goes, which is a document of Tony's special power, which is that as long as he swallows his blood before he dies, he comes back to life.
Oh fuck! That's why. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, and so after Alan stabbed Tony multiple times, he doesn't take the cane that electrocutes him, which I thought you would, and I was telling him to do 20,000 times.
Yeah.
So Tony gets back up, zaps Alan down, and then goes to Babe's house, and Babe comes down the stairs, and Charlie's like, "Hey, look, it's your dad. He's here," not knowing that's Tony. And he pretty much said, like, look, if you want Charlie to get the memory back, then you two should come with me. I'll give you time to think about it, and then left. And now it seems like they're going to do that, but there's also a plan they have that we don't know about yet. This whole thing. But also, okay, Kenta. He was in the chair.
Yes, that's right. He was in
Yes,
the chair.
they put him in the chair for real, not out of the vision. It was for real. He was in the chair.
Okay.
And they did it so meanly, too. Because it was like, okay, we're at 10%, 20%. They went all the way up to 90%. And then Kenta, like, passes out. So they didn't get to 100, which is when it's, like, complete. And then they end the scene and go show me other stuff. So I'm there left to be like, what the fuck happened? He's fine. He's alive. And it worked. Because Winter starts slashing his stomach. And then he heals. So Kenta now has that ability of like immortality or like fast healing or I don't know what exactly it is, but he has that now. But
Okay.
also the chip, so he has to work for Tony, and Tony electrocutes him. So he's okay. He's fine. And
All of the show is he's fine, but Tony's kind of got him.
look,
At some point, everybody is under that umbrella.
as long as he's alive, it's fine. Like, there's one more episode left. He just needs to survive. And right now, he's technically immortal. So
Fair.
we're in a pretty good spot with Kenta. I hope he lives. I hope him and Kim reunite and make out. It's gonna be great. And everyone else, good luck. Anyway, the next prince, episode 11. Let's get into this. Let me try not to get super mad at everything.
Nah, but I knew it was gonna happen.
I did it, and that was the worst part. Like, we will get there. Like, seriously, we will get there. But I was like, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll fully get there.
So we pick up right after they have sex with them lying on the couch. And Kanin's asking Sharon if there's any way that a royal can renounce their title.
Mm.
And Karan's like, yeah, but only once they come of age, and, they make sure it's their own choice by their own judgment, and they're capable of doing that. Which makes me wonder, would he give up his royal title for Sharon? And if so, how would that affect Emily? Like, let's say he wins, and then he renounces it. Like, is that, like, a okay thing to do? Because I feel like that's a little, like...
I feel like the king would be pissed.
I don't... Because I'm like... Because it's like, he wants to win so his dad can be king, so that he can help all the miners and stuff with all that stuff.
Yeah. See, here's my thing. He would have... I think before, he would have renounced it immediately. But now he has, like, personal reasons why he wants to be... Why he wants his dad to be king.
Yeah, which boils down to... Would he choose Sharon or the whole, like, kingdom of Emily? Like, and, like, the people there who need his help. Like, who would he choose?
Why does he gotta choose?
Because if he ends up... Because he needs an heir to keep their clan in line.
Then they can adopt one.
It won't be bloodline. It won't be DNA. We established that's how it does.
Fucking bad.
I don't like that. Don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't know, this... I'm just saying, that's what the royal family is like. I
don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know who. I mean, before it would have been obvious who he would have chosen, but like now I'm not actually sure.
Me neither.
Damn.
I guess we'll see.
This is intriguing. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like that's what this whole conversation was about, with pretty much them, like, him deciding, like, will he pick Sharon or the kingdom and the people anymore. So then we get a short little scene of Sharon telling Kanin that the first competition is going to be a challenge of wit. Which they're going to ask a question, but ask for your opinion. Like, it's not going to be a yes or no question. It's going to be a, what do you think of this? And give your own personal thoughts.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. And I like that more than them just, like a question and answer sheet thing.
Yeah, if it's like multiple choice, I'm like, that's not as like, yeah, you've read a book, like, congratulations, you studied, like, but this has more of an impact on, like, what would you do if you were king?
Who are you as a person, like, really?
Yeah.
Which I like more.
Exactly. I like that more, too.
Okay. Then we get this fucker. No. See, everything I had said about him up to this point is confirmed in this fucking scene.
It is, I agree. I was watching this like, damn.
No, see, he full on admits that the only reason he added the wit competition was because he knew Kanin would win and that would fuck over Ramel, which is what I said. And then he only added Ava to make himself look like, oh yeah, he's trying to be more equality and stuff. But in reality, he knows she can win any of the other two competitions.
Yep.
He literally is rigging this whole fucking competition, which is something to remember for later about what's worse. Because I had that thought, and I'm like, which one's technically worse? Because right now he's rigging this whole thing, or he thinks he is.
He's like, yeah, it's weird because he's subtly rigging it. He's like rigging it while complying with the rules. Like, he's not like illegally rigging it. He's like stealthily, like with his wit, like rigging it. And I'm like, ooh, Oh no.
But also, he's changing what was like, ever since Emily was founded, the competition. He is changing this sacred competition
That's a good point. Yeah.
to make it so his heir will win. We'll get there to see what's worse, because it's like, if he's rigging it, it doesn't make it worse or better that the other person's rigging it too. Like, it kind of gives that whole, like, if they're not gonna play fair, should you play fair? But we'll get there.
Yeah. That's basically what he's doing as well. Like when we saw this scene, or when this scene popped up, and he started talking like all this shit, I was like, "Fucking hell!" Like Billy was spot
I knew
on,
it.
dude. Like the second he said it, that was my first thought. It was like he was fucking onto him. I was like, I know he was like being sneaky about it, but this is like literally word for word what you
Literally,
were
I
saying.
had predicted his whole motivation.
Motherfucker.
I fucking hate him.
Me too.
I
mean,
fucking
yeah.
hate him.
He is a piece of shit.
Anyway, then we get a short little scene with Kanin, and Chakri is like, "Hey, do you want some tea?" And, you know, Sharon's over there, and he's trying to bring him the tea, but he's, like, shaking and is spilling all of it. Because he's nervous for him.
There's, like, in the, one episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, with Jesse McCartney, and, London and Maddie are dressed up as, like, bellhops or waiters and something, and he's like, "Can I have a glass of water?" And she's like, and hands it to him, and there's, like, a line of water left.
I have very vivid memories of that. Like, I remember that happening, but I was comparing it to Phoebe when she was working on set with Joey, and she's, like, trying to hold a tray.
Oh, yeah, the
tray. And then, like, drops it off. That's what I thought of originally.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Sharon and Kanin have a little moment, and, you know, Kanin hugs him, and he's like, "I'm afraid that I might mess this up." And Sharon's like, "Don't worry about it. Whatever happens, you'll be okay."
Yeah.
Try not to stress too much. Chakri is, like, stressing wholeheartedly with the teacup.
Exactly.
But then his dad comes in, and he says the same thing. He's like, "Look, don't worry. Whatever happens, just do your best." And
he's so nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I have trust issues. Maybe I just have trust issues. I don't know, bro.
I actually like this scene. Like, I had no issues with him in this scene.
No, I had no issues with this scene either. It was the one before, and now it's like I'm worried that it's like coloring my opinion in every scene, and I'm trying to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, well, he does sit down with him, and he's like, "Look, whatever happens, don't worry. Just please never doubt my love for you. Like, I couldn't be prouder of who you became." And then we see them hug, which I want to say is their first hug, is it?
I swear we haven't seen that before. No. I'm pretty sure that's new. It's he usually stands with a little distance to him, because like he was still like, one, probably shocked that he was alive, and two, like, you know, giving him his space, which is another green flag from this guy, I gotta say. Like, it's like he didn't want to overwhelm him, but yeah. So honestly, I'm seeing only good things from him, and so I need to stop freaking out.
No, I'm there with you though. Anyway, then the competition begins.
Yes, indeed.
We have it announcing all over Emily. We see Calvin is also sitting on, up there with the royals. He takes out his phone, maybe about to send a text, but chooses not to. And we do see that Jay is watching this with his friends.
The second we saw him watching it, I was like, "Oh, motherfucker, if they point the camera at him!"
And that's what happens!
Oh, no.
And he is stunned.
He's speechless, bro. Like, they were like, "Dude, you brought a prince?" And like, his sister's like, "I don't think he knew."
Yeah, and
like,
he had like a flashback to like when he's drunk and have that conversation. He's like, "Hey, I'm a prince."
Yep.
And he like thinks back then, he's like, "Oh shit!" Like he was being serious. So this confirmed he had no idea beforehand.
He had no idea. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, "Oh, okay." So he literally had no idea.
And so he's just stunned. And then people text him, and he's like, "Oh my god, you got the prince to join the rally? That's so cool." Him having no idea.
Him having absolutely no idea. He's like sitting there like silent. He's like stunned.
So then the king announces that the first thing will be a wit competition, and there will be voting from the members of Emily. So the three royals come out: Ramil, Kanin, and Ava.
The first competition! Yes. This is so exciting.
And Ramil is called up first. He stands on the podium.
Mm.
And the questionnaire asks, could you identify some long-standing issues in our nation that have been overlooked and failed to address?
And the king's like, this wasn't a question approved. What is that? What's that?
So my original thought when I heard that was that Papa Slytherin changed the question to this
Yeah.
so then Ramil could talk about the stuff going on in the Golden Horse clan and kind of one steal the answer from Kanin, but also show that he cares about that. I thought
He
that
could
was
have
the
done
case.
that. He very well could have done that, and then
Ramil said no.
was like, Ramil answer like this, and he went okay, and then went up there and answered completely differently to be like, fuck you, I know you're hitting my boyfriend because you make me watch.
Yeah, it's not a
like,
secret.
Yeah, it's not a secret. Like, fuck you for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he does. He addresses domestic violence, and I was shocked by this.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Because
this was a good answer.
I expected Ava to say what she said about gender equality. I expected Kanin to talk about the mining stuff. I expected both of those things from them.
Yeah.
I did not expect him to say this.
No. I don't know what I was expecting from him. For half a second, I was expecting maybe like, bullshitting or just like giving as much of like an answer that maybe could please people, but like would be obviously for pleasing people. Like, I don't know what I was expecting from him, but like this was a good answer.
This was also good because we'll get to this later, but later Kanin kind of calls out his grandfather for what he's doing, and Ava calls out her dad for what she has done and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Rimmel kind of called out everyone in the royal family in a way.
Because
every single person sitting up there has had some sort of been domestically abusing one of the kids in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's physical, emotional, it's like they've all kind of had a part in that.
You can kind of see during his speech too, everyone's like,
yeah. So I really like that, and it shocked me because I'm like, this is great. And we do see that the dad deputy had a little smile as he's talking because he's like, oh, that's nice. Because he's really doing it for him as well. And so that is his speech, and he sits down. And Ava steps up, and her question is, if you could change one law in Emily, which law would you choose to amend?
And she says, fuck that, I'm gonna change like 5 laws.
Is it 5 laws?
I don't know if it's 5 exactly, but she goes through and she lists like multiple things like education and she goes through a list of few.
Yeah, she did. But I thought it was just like pretty much saying that gender equality should be the law. Like,
not necessarily. No, there's a lot of there's a lot of parts to gender equality. It'd be like gender equality is like the thing we want, but it's not like a law in itself. Gender equality would be like closing the pay gap would be one of the laws, enshrining women's rights as a something to discuss in the government would be another one. Adding more education into or more gender education and gender diverse education into schools would be another one. So there's like multiple laws that contribute to gender equality.
See, I thought that all fell under the one law, like the one make gender. Okay, never mind. But that's
it's like it would be like a big thing, but like there's a bunch of laws that fall under it that are
okay.
Needed to be
So that was her speech, and then it's Kanin's, and his is what strategies would you recommend to stimulate the economy of Emily?
This was an interesting question. I don't know if he was going to be asked this.
Yeah.
This was interesting.
And so he starts off talking about everything he loves about Emily, all the different clans, but then starts talking about the mining stuff and what's going on there. And all those issues.
That he incorporated all the places he went. Like, he literally went to all these places. We saw him go to all these places, the different areas of Emily. And he used that in his speech to say, I have been to all these places. Here's what I like about each one. That was really a good strategy there. That was great to talk about. And I like that he slipped in the mining problem as well, because then it made people go, hey.
Well, that was obviously
he's interested in what we're interested in. I know, but like after he finished at first, when I thought he finished, I was like, oh, okay, because like maybe with the economy, it could have something to do with him, might not, but also he may have been instructed not to say anything or whatever, but he would probably want to, but he probably won't, but then he kept going. It was more of a like pause and then, but also,
Mm.
and you can see the king go, fuck.
Yeah, no, the king was not happy with that.
Now that all the speeches have been said, I'm gonna tell you some of my thought process here. After these speeches were all said, I was like, okay, who's gonna win this? And my first thought was, well, Ramil's not going to. And let me tell you why I thought this. It was a good speech, and I agree with everything he said. However, when you look at Ava's and Kanin's, I feel like they would have reached more people who were like, hey, I deal with that issue, than the domestic violence one specifically. Not saying there's a small number, but there could be more women than domestic violence abuse victims in Emily. So like I was like, Ava could possibly win it if she wins the vote with the majority of women in Emily voting for her. But Kanin could very well do it as well because he spoke about each of the kingdoms and each of the like he made it about the people and spoke about the people's issues while wrapping it all into one nice speech. So my first thought after the speeches was, well, all I know is Ramil's not going to win. And so when he did, my first thought was, well, fix. Cause there was no, in my brain, I was like, he's not going to win. So if there's no way he's going to win, then this is obviously fixed. So I knew it from the moment.
I didn't, because I thought of the 3 competitions.
Okay.
We know Ava's gonna win the archer one. That seems pretty solid.
Maybe.
Like, she's the archer. I feel like she's gonna win the archery one. The fencing one, we know Kanin's gonna win that one. Because he's like the fencer. That's why when Ramil did win this one, I was like, oh, this works. Because then, again, it's like we've been saying, it's gonna be a 3-way tie in the end, and then there's gonna be some sort of tiebreaker challenge to see who wins. I don't think of it as story was.
I thought the opposite. When Ramil won this, and my brain went, oh, that's a fix, my thought about the other 2 challenges, or my assumption that, like, oh, I knew who was going to win, changed. Now I'm not sure if Ava's going to win the archery competition, because someone won this that I did not think was going to. They could 180 it for the next one, too, and I would have no idea, because they did this. So it completely changed my thought process on the rest of it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. But the results are in, and Ramil did win. And well, we know what happens later. The king's face when Ramil won. Fucking priceless.
Oh my god, he was like afraid and pissed, and there was like many emotions on his face, bro.
I love that. And because I didn't think it was fixed, I was like, I'm so glad, because like, this is the first time I think Ramil spoke publicly from his heart. He wasn't speaking like his dad wants him to. He wasn't speaking like this full, like, oh, cocky, arrogant act that he normally puts on.
Yeah.
He was really speaking from his heart, and the look on his face when he won, he's like, oh, I was able to touch people. People do like me. And, like, he was so high, and I'm like, this is great. I was so happy. And what we find out later pissed me off. Because he was...
No, I agree, because he was really good. And that was a really good speech, and you could tell that it came from, his own soul. Like, it wasn't, like, prepared. Like, it was probably prepared, but, like, by him and no one else. And I really rate him for that, and it really does suck what happens later. I'm like, damn. Like, you poor dude. Like, I feel bad for him.
Yeah. So then we have the 3 royals talking in the hallway. And neither of them congratulate him, I will say. I want to point that out, because we all know had Ava or Kanin won, they would have congratulated each other.
Yes, but would Ramil have congratulated them? He would have. I think he would have done it in a snide, condescending, backhanded way.
It's better than not doing it at all. Like, I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. Right now, Ramil's supposed to be the bad one, and Kanin and Ava are, like, the good ones. You're supposed to be the good one. Be good. Congratulate your opponent, even if you don't like them. Like, be...
I think
civil.
It's less about because we know that what Ramil's going through, and we know he's not like a horrible.
I was gonna bring this up, yeah.
What?
I said I was gonna bring this up. That they kind of Ava and Kanin kind of know what the other are going through. Like, you know, Kanin knows Ava's dealing with the whole gender
Yeah,
diversity thing.
exactly.
She knows what he's going through with all that. Neither of them know what Ramil's going through, which is
No,
probably
they just
why,
look at him
like,
and go, he's cocky as fuck. Like, that's all they know, is that he's a cocky bitch. Like, they don't know
but
what's
he's
going on with
not.
him.
And that's the sad part is that he didn't think he was gonna. I don't think he thought he was gonna win this.
They probably eye him as like, this guy's mean to us, so we're not just gonna congratulate him for winning. Like, no, that's not something we're gonna do. So, like, if someone was a jackass to me all the time, and we were both in a competition and they won, I would not walk up to them and go, "Good job!" Like maybe in high school I would have done, but right now I don't have the fucking time for that, and I don't have the patience. I'm not gonna congratulate the person who's mean to me. That's not something that's gonna happen. But I think once they find out or once they realize, hey, this domestic violence stuff is personal to you, maybe they'll change their tune,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. Actually, I will say, to Ramil's credit and to Kanin's not credit, I guess, the opposite, Kanin has seen Ramil's father slap him.
Right.
I will say, hey, Kanin, what the fuck? Like he has seen him slap him. I will say.
Wait, or did he slap a tie?
I think he may have slapped him.
Because
I don't know.
no, maybe it was Ramil.
Who did he slap?
Who did he?
Who the fuck did he slap?
Regardless, he saw what Ramil's father is capable of.
Yes.
And I feel like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together.
And he's a very smart person. So, like, I will say that in Ramil's favor and against Kanin's.
But also, I don't even see them as, like, enemies or that they hate each other, per se. They're more like rivals, because they're all competing for the throne and stuff.
Yeah, that's more what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, antagonists to each
And
other.
I know you haven't seen a lot of Pokemon, but I haven't. Like, rivalries are a big thing in Pokemon. And, they're always, like, butt heads, and they're, like, you know, someone can be mean to each other. But also, they're always, like, after every battle, they're always like, hey, congratulations, good job. They always, like, be like, hey, you did good, so did you. And they always kind of, like, you know, they have that, like, equal camaraderie thing. And, like, yeah. So, that was my thing. I doubt Ramil would have said that to them, too, if he lost. I will give you that as well. But also, I don't think they would have wanted to hear from him, actually. I think they would just walk away from him. Like, I don't think they want anything to do with him.
Nah.
So, but yeah, then afterwards, Ramil leaves. And Ava's like, oh, wow, I'm so glad you spoke out about the issue with the mines.
Yeah.
And they start calling each other on their own speech. And I'm just like, again, Ramil just had this huge speak about domestic violence. And they just don't say anything about that.
Yeah, they're not besties, I will say that.
I'm just saying. It as a Ramil fan, that did bother me a little bit.
Fair.
Because also, keep in mind, originally, before this show started, really, Ramil was going to be king, or was going to win anyway, because there was no other person to compete.
Yeah, he was, but the king was like, fuck that, and brought his grandson back.
Yeah.
He was like, strategically, this is the moment.
So then in one of the back rooms or whatever, Peitai is pouring Ramil a glass of tea. And they're both very happy. They're both, like, on top of the world. Until his fucking dad comes in.
The second he walked in, I was like, he's gonna tell him he fixed it. I swear to God.
No, but he stands up and he's so happy, and he's like, I did it. I won the first challenge. Like, he was, like, so high on it. And,
I know. I was like, you poor thing.
and he's like, you didn't do shit.
I did it with my own hands.
Yeah. And we get flashback to when Ramil was getting shot at, and Papa Slytherin finding out that the king sent them to do that. Which I want to say confirms that's correct.
Okay, I'm not sure about that. Because all we're doing is seeing it from Papa Slytherin's perspective. We see him go, oh, the king did this? Well, then I'm gonna do this. We didn't see the king send them specifically. We just saw Papa Slytherin receiving it.
I know, but it's just, I feel like this... Because I feel like they could have already gave us the answer who did the Ramil stuff. Because, like, I feel like tentatively, at least for now, we have to say the king did it. Because...
Okay, yeah.
Because, especially because this whole incident is probably a lot smaller than everything else going on, that this might be the reveal, or last episode, whenever it was revealed, was a reveal, and we just thought too much about it. So I think for now we can tentatively say that King sent someone to shoot Ramil.
Tentatively,
Yes,
yes.
and then if it ends up being revealed later that wasn't or something, then we can look more into that. But I think this is like a tentatively case closed on that issue. But I think for now, Papa Slytherin's motive behind rigging this vote was because he thinks the king
Was
tried to kill his
because he
son.
thinks it's a game. Agreed. That is what he thinks. Yes.
Which, in fair, is kind of a good reason to do it. Like, I don't know.
Fight fire with fire. Okay.
Well, I mean, okay, he tried to get his fucking son killed. Like, in his mind, he tried to get his son killed. He's willing to do whatever it takes now.
What's funny is that, like, I was watching this, like, pretty silently. I was going, because it was, like, middle of the night. Last night when I was watching it, and my mom was sleeping next door. So I was, like, pretty silently watching it. And the second he walked in and said, I did it with my own hands, I went, I knew it. Like, at full volume. I was like, just like, I was like, I had to say it out loud or else it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, so Papa Slytherin rigged the vote. I hope it ends up being one of those things where, like, if like, the guy didn't actually do it, or he was too late, or he didn't need to, and, like, Ramil did actually win on his own merit.
One of those, yeah.
I
poor Ramil.
hope that's revealed. Because this dude was devastated after hearing that. Because
he was upset, yeah.
Because he thought
I
people
would be
liked
too,
him.
I get it.
Like,
yeah.
He was so... Because, you know, he's never been the more likable one. You know, Ava's the girl, so she got that going for her. And, like, Kanin's new. And, you know, in the whole, like, Sharon's ship situation, so we got that going for him. He never had anything going for him like that. So to see that the public, so he thought, voted for him to win, and then finding out they didn't, it's devastating.
I think this is the first time he's ever felt validated by someone other than Pei-Tai, and it was a lot of people as well.
Exactly.
So it was probably an instant gratification of, hey, I've never had this before. This is exciting.
It was the first time someone outside Pei-Tai showed him that he was good enough.
Yes.
And to find out that the person who mainly says you're not was the one who caused this.
And also to find out his father, like, rigged it so that, like, 42% or whatever of people don't actually think that. And to also, because of that, not even know the actual number. So he's now in this mystery of, did anyone vote for me? Maybe not a single person voted for me. And he's going to fall down that spiral of, like, wow, I'm probably 0%. No one voted for me. When we know someone did. Like, because we saw them.
We saw at least one person vote for everyone. So everyone got at least one vote.
Everyone got at least for one vote. So, like, this poor guy is going to be like, well, no one voted for me then, and he rigged it. And he's never going to even know, unless he finds out later, the number of who even likes him. Like, poor dude.
No, it's rough. And then his father tells him to win the next two no matter what.
He's not going to feel very confident after you told him this.
I know, I'm like,
honestly,
that wasn't smart.
Bad play. No, bad play. Even though I didn't want him to rig it in the first place, why would you then tell him and be like, oh, I rigged it? That's going to destroy his confidence. What do you mean? He would have gone into this next competition going, wow, I'm awesome. I can do anything. And then he probably would have won with that. But now you've gone in and told him you're worthless. You can't do it.
or if you look at it on the opposite end, if he didn't tell him, Ramil would have gone too cocky and messed up. And maybe in the Papa Slytherin's mind, if he did tell him, he could kind of be like, hey, you didn't win that. I won that for you. So now you need to prove it and kind of like try to lay a fight under him. Obviously, we know that's not how Ramil works. But,
yeah,
you know, Papa Slytherin's...
There are pros and cons there to each one, but yeah, I think it was a bad
play. Yeah, no, me too. Also, this brings me my question. What's worse, what the king did or what Papa Slytherin did? Because the king literally changed this, like, traditional thing that's been a thing since Emily was founded, change a competition so that his grandson would win. And Ramil's father rigged the votes, so we think, again, I'm still hoping for he never did, and he still won. We think he rigged the vote in order to get Ramil to win. A competition that was already rigged against him in the first place.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. There's reasons why each one is bad, like their own personal reasons. But
I just want to find out who should I be more mad at this point. Because I'm pissed at both of them. I want to know who I hate more right now.
I want to say Ramil's dad because in favor of what the king did, it was shit. But also, in all technicality, he didn't do it alone. Yes, he brought Kanin over from there, but that was gonna be from London. But that was gonna be the end of it. And then everyone else stood up and said, "Hey, can I join the competition?" And hey, how about we add this then? Hey, how about we add this then? He said, "Okay, okay, okay" to all of that stuff. So it wasn't him alone doing it. There was a little committee happening there. So if
So
I
the
were
whole
you, I
committee
would be
was
more
rigging it against Ramel, is what you're saying.
no. There was it wasn't a committee. We know who it
No,
was. It was
I know,
Ava.
because I'm just saying, like, before all this, Ramel was gonna win. And now all of a
Agreed.
sudden, like, someone else comes in and everyone's like, hey, let's make this harder for him. Yeah, let's do this and this. And then, like, keep throwing things to make sure Ramil cannot win anything.
They weren't doing that. They were trying to help themselves. They weren't doing it against Ramil. They were trying to help themselves. Ava said, hey, I should be able to join because she wanted to join. And she's like, I'm being a woman shouldn't disqualify me. And on top of that, somewhat, I don't know who, was like, hey, let's add archery into it as well. So we have 2 competitions. And then someone's like, 2's not enough. We should have something of the mind as well. It was all of them. It was Kanin. It was Ava. It was all of the fathers. So it was them just
Except Papa
adding
Slytherin.
things to.
Because he knew this was gonna screw him.
Yes, but no one else did other than the king.
I
So
don't know.
he wasn't suggesting all of this shit. Everyone else was just to help their own way forward. So I would say it worked out in the king's favor, or he used it to his advantage. But the planning bad part, I think, the more of the who planned something in a worse way or like a more evil way would be Papa Slytherin because it killed Ramil's happiness for a moment.
True. But here's the thing, I wouldn't want Papa Slytherin to be king either. And I don't think any of the other papas did either. And that's why when they saw an opportunity to make it a lot harder and almost rig it against Ramil and give someone else a chance, they all jumped on that opportunity as well. Because I don't think they want Papa Slytherin to be king either, and neither do I. But I still see
but like
they were all trying to rig it against him. I feel like.
I don't think that's why they were doing it. I think it was for their own, way forward.
Yeah.
And it wasn't their own way forward for Kanin.
No.
Kanin was only and not for Ava either. She was like, I'm a woman, I should be able to do it. And they were the main 2 people who were suggesting stuff. So, I think it was Papa Slytherin who's worse. I think the king just saw something that he could use to his advantage and did so. But if you want to know who you should be angrier at, I think it's Papa Slytherin.
I am angry at Papa.
The king just said, an opportunity.
But I feel like I don't. Because yeah, you're right. You're right. They were trying to do it for their own benefit, but their own benefit was keeping Papa Slytherin out of it. Because both the Blue Shark and Papa Shark and Papa Phoenix both were also pretty vocal in wanting to add these competitions as well. Because they didn't want Papa Slytherin to win.
It seems like you know the answer that you want for who you should be more mad at.
I'm actually trying to play devil's advocate to whatever you would say. Like I had thoughts on what I could say to whoever you said, and I was gonna bounce back with that. Just to get a little debate going on. Anyway, I'll put out a poll for this episode. Who's worse, Papa Slytherin or the King? Comment below.
Yeah.
Or vote, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, then we get Jay, because he gets a big part of this episode. He's walking with his sister, and gets a text from Calvin asking if he can talk, and he ignores it. And she's like, oh, with that Prince Calvin.
Prince Calvin.
And she's like, you don't want to talk to him anymore. Maybe you should just go to clear things up.
He straight up said no, too. It's like, you don't want to talk to him anymore? He was like, no.
Yeah, he's like pissed.
He's done,
or
bro. He's like mad.
I have thoughts later. We'll get there.
Okay, yeah.
And she kind of says, like, look, however you feel, you should go sort things out with him. Because you don't know if that was the last time you'll see him. Or if you'll ever see him again.
Yeah.
Which I did say brief, maybe foreshadowing for his sister. because we know she's sick. Maybe that'll be the last time we see her alive.
Hmm.
It's a small thing, but I just want to say that in case it happens.
I know it seems like it could. It seems like it very well could.
Because she is sick. We know that. We know she's sick.
We know that. We can see it too. Her lips are pale. Like she looks pretty ill.
Yeah, the pale lips. That's a sign of death. Then Jay is watching news report where the protest happened and Calvin was seen at the protest.
So now everybody knows he was there, and probably including his father at this point.
King
I'm
Bujar
sure.
is not gonna be happy.
Hopefully man with a snake bracelet, please. I want that bracelet to come back for the love of fuck. If it doesn't come back, we have been wondering about this
so
for
many
no
questions.
reason. Imagine we never see that fucking bracelet again. I'm gonna be so mad. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, I thought we had something.
Anyway, then Calvin does come and, he kind of forces himself to talk with Jay. And he's like, look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the prince. Like, I wanted to. I was going to tell you, and we get flashback to the protest where he says, like, after this I want to talk to you. But then never did for whatever reason. And he says he just wanted to say goodbye because he was commanded to return to Bujar. Because his dad's going to spank him or something.
I'm sure. This is not. Yeah, it's probably like, I have to. He said, I have to go back. And I was like, for half a second, I was like, he must be needed. I'm like, wait, his father's not great.
Yeah, and I don't know if he has a companion like Peitai to assist him, or I don't know. We don't know if he has anyone really.
Assist. Probably.
Well, his mom seemed nice and to warn him.
Yeah, she did warn him, but now I'm sure his father knows by now since it's on a news outlet. So.
Yeah. And so he says, like, can you forgive me? And Jay says, it is beyond my place to accept your apology, Your Royal Highness. And then says you should go and we should never meet again.
Damn. I was like, look at his face. He looks so sad. Don't say that to him.
But, so, okay. Is he doing this because he's just pissed at him and he's mad he lied to him? Or is he pushing him away? Because he realized he has feelings for him, and maybe it's reciprocated, but because he's Prince, he knows it could never happen. And so he's trying to do a hard cut and just push him away in order to save them both heartbreak later.
It could very well be both. I mean, honestly, with the silence and the stunnedness, I would say he was probably, because we did not hear what was coming out of his mouth, he probably had a million thoughts running through his head, including that. So, like, it could be both. He could be pissed and he could be like, well, that's a way I could push him away. I could pretend I'm pissed. Because I am pissed. I'm not pretending. So, like, yeah. It could very well be both.
Okay.
But I see from both sides.
So then the day before the archer competition, Papa Phoenix tells Ava that Papa Slytherin cheated and wants her to pretty much do whatever it takes to win. Maybe implying do some cheating as well.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is now I don't know which competition, if they're gonna go this way we think they're gonna go.
I have no idea, but then we're in the Hunger Games.
That's what that's what I said. Like I was watching, I was like, okay, Hunger Games.
First off, what they're wearing is very Hunger Games.
Yes, what they're standing on is also very Hunger Games.
They all have bow and arrows, which again Archery, but like very Hunger Games. This is the Hunger Games.
I love how we thought the same exact fucking thing. We were like, damn, Hunger Games.
Yeah, so then all three of the participants think back to what their father said, good or bad, and then they're off. They run into the forest to start the competition of archery, and that is where our episode ends.
And now commences the Hunger Games.
Yes, the 56th annual Hunger Games.
Jesus.
Yeah. So who's your MVP for this episode?
MVP. God, I don't actually know. Who was my MVP? A lot of shit happened, but like also nothing happened. So
I feel like only one person really succeeded this episode.
Yeah,
and I don't want to give it to him,
But it's like it's again, it's not favorite.
It's
It's most valuable player.
yeah,
Like
who
person who
succeeded the
did the thing.
most?
Who did the thing that they were gonna do, and they did the thing
And
that they
it
were
was
gonna
Papa
do.
Slytherin.
It was Papa Slytherin. Fucking hell.
I don't like that, but he's the only one who didn't seem upset or heartbroken at any point during this episode.
Exactly.
Everyone
Yep.
else was sad and upset. He's the only one who's like, ha ha ha, I'm winning.
Yeah. So
Fine.
sadly, I think that's exactly who belongs
Great.
to. Whoa.
Okay. Do we have any murderboard stuff?
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think we got anything
I don't
new
think we
in
do.
terms of like. No. All we know is that Calvin's been called home, which could be something that we learn more about with the King of Bujar, but we haven't learned anything yet. So
Right.
I think we're in the dark for now. We got nothing.
Great. Hopefully, next episode, the archer competition will be good and interesting, I guess.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I was shocked they fucking started running. I thought it was just gonna be like a symbol, like, you know, you stand, there's tires, and you pull it. I didn't realize
I thought
they were,
so
like,
too, but
full on
then
running in the forest.
halfway through like them standing on the podium, I went, "Oh wait, no, they're not gonna stand here," because I remember them saying when they were like, "Oh, for archery, let's do it on, uh, shark guys terrain because then nobody knows the terrain as well. Like it's not our home turf." And I was like,
Right.
"Oh, they must be running around a bit." So I remember that about halfway through.
I wonder if they
standing.
need
I
to
was
shoot out,
like,
like,
"Oh wait,
holographic phoenixes.
I don't know. We're running somewhere and we're shooting something. I don't
Oh.
know what we're shooting, but we're shooting something.
We're shooting something.
We'll see."
Do you think Ava's gonna shoot one of the guys?
I hope not. I don't think she has that in her.
It was a thought that came into my mind because we know that what her dad told her, and
Yeah. I don't think she would do that. I know she wants her dad's approval, and I
I don't think she would
that she's
either.
going through all this, and she has just been told that, like, I mean, Papa Slytherin at the very least has cheated, but I don't think whether she thinks it was Ramil or Papa Slytherin, I don't think she'd shoot him over that. Especially just so her dad could become king. Like, I know this is like a tense competition, but I don't think she would do that.
I hope not.
It could happen accidentally. Who knows? Maybe someone's popping around a tree and they go, "It's a phoenix," and they shoot it, and then it's like one of the contestants.
I don't think phoenixes would be
the fuck
popping
knows?
behind the tree. I feel like phoenixes would be in the sky.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you could see movement
Yeah, no.
and go to shoot them. They could have other stuff down on the ground as well.
It could be an accidental shooting. We don't know.
Yeah, there could be an accident.
Oh, I'll find out when we end this because I'm gonna watch the rest of this.
Oh goodness! I every time you watch it after we do these, I'm like, I wonder if I'm gonna get like a text that goes episode this.
Ooh, yeah. We'll see.
But I haven't been, so I'm like, every time I go into it, I'm like, okay, there's not gonna be anything too crazy.
Yeah, no, not because we haven't got a lot of like information really about the whole.
Yeah, we haven't gotten lore. There's not been a lot of lore drops. We haven't added a sticky note in a good while, for the night of the attack. So it's we haven't gotten lore, so we're due for some lore.
I hope so.
Or some deeply insane action.
Yeah, I'm wondering is next episode just gonna be mainly the archer competition? Maybe be starting the offense competition at the end.
Maybe
like this episode
it could.
did.
Yeah, it could be like this. Could be like a full episode of just the archery competition. Like, and I wouldn't be mad at that honestly. If there's like action throughout the whole thing, I'm down.
No, but I'm thinking about like and then episode 13 would probably be mostly the fencing competition.
Yeah, and at least preparing for it.
Yeah, and then there would be one episode after that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think like story wise.
Yeah, but we gotta have the penultimate angst. So like, what the fuck?
I don't know, someone gonna stab someone with their fencing sword.
I don't think that's a possibility.
Well, I mean, if you take out the little tip thing, right? Aren't there like little tips to prevent like pointing stuff?
I'm sure, but
Then you
like, it's also fencing swords also bend. So I don't think it's like as easy to stab someone with a fencing sword as it is to stab someone with a regular sword. I don't know about these fencing swords though. I'm most of them I'm pretty sure bend if I remember.
What if one of them gets right and breaks? I don't know what that would do, but I don't know. That would just be dramatic if they're fencing and then one of them breaks and it's like, I don't know. That'd be dramatic. I don't know.
What if someone replaces it with a real sword? What if someone puts poison on it?
Oh, well, we've done that before with the archer, you know?
It's
It could
happened
happen.
before. It's happened before.
I hope we see Joe again. I want to know what the fuck happened with him.
I know. What the fuck happened to Joe, bro?
Joe, where are you?
Joe.
I need to know who you're working for.
Yeah.
Because I still don't think it was Papa Slytherin.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Anyway, that was our recap of The Next Prince, episode 11.
Yes.
Join us next week where we will be recapping episode 12 of The Next Prince.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
We're getting there.
So we will see you all then.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.